Welcome to the lecture 4 of Operations Research Mathematical Methods or Quantitative Techniques for Decision Making. This is Special LP Problems, the Transportation Model. In this video, we are going to give an introduction about what a transportation model is. Here are the objectives of the transportation problem. To minimize total transportation costs subject to the supplies the plants can allocate and the demands the warehouses need. So these are also known as the RIM conditions. Again, minimizing the transportation costs subject to the supplies and demand. Next is to establish the initial feasible solution, which is discussed here in lecture 4, and then to solve for the optimal solution to be discussed on lecture 5. Before we proceed to the algorithm of the linear transportation model, let us have a brief history about it. The LP transportation model deals with shipping a homogeneous product or product of the same kind from several plants of a company to its warehouses at minimum costs. Again, we are talking about homogeneous products or products of the same kind. It was first presented by Frank Loren Hitchcock during the World War II in 1941 and later expanded by Jalling Koopmans in 1947, who eventually won a Nobel Prize for Economics in 1975. Again, just like the linear programming, the original linear programming, this transportation model was also introduced during the World War II. Because take note, they are trying to transport the best combination of products as much as possible because they are subject to the cost and of course the scarcity of the products themselves. Here's the sample illustration of a transportation network with 4 plants and 3 warehouses. Again, the plants represent the source, where the goods come from. And then the destination are the warehouses. And then the destinations include the warehouses. Okay, the source represent the capacity or the supply, and the destination represent the requirements or the demand. And then the line that connects them are the shipping routes. Okay, here is the from source 1 to destination 1, from source 1 to destination 2, from source 1 to destination 3. So there will be 4 routes for each. From the perspective of the company, minimization cost is the objective. However, from the perspective of a shipping company, possibly a third-party company, maximization of profit is the objective. So, of course, it depends on the whose point of view we are talking about. Let us have an example of the following transportation problem. Formulate the LP model of the following problem. NT Electronics Incorporated supplies semiconductor sets to 2 distributors from 2 plants both located in Manila. Okay, let us draw a network diagram for this one. Okay, again, they are distributing or they are transporting to 2 distributors. And then they have plants both located in Manila. So, let us denote this one as M1, and then this is M2, and then the distributors we have Batangas and Pampanga. Next, Batangas distributor needs at least 3,000 sets, and the Pampanga distributor needs at least 5,000. The 2 plants can each furnish up to 5,000 sets. The cost to ship per set is given below. Okay. So, we are transporting to 2 different distributors. Okay, so we will draw arrows here. And then for Manila 2, Let's do different color. P. This is the transport diagram for this problem. We have to have the decision variables. Okay, let's have the decision variables. Okay, this is the more concise representation of the decision variables. We have let x sub 1 b, x sub 1 p, x sub 2b, and x sub 2p be the number of semiconductor sets to be transported from Manila 1 to Manila 2 to Batangas, and then I inserted this one and this to represent the subscript. Okay. Now, let us proceed to the objective function. Of course, we are going to minimize the cost. Minimize cost, and then we have 4 decision variables. And the one that the coefficients of this will be, of course, the cost in transporting them from one place to another. So we have 30 x1b plus 20 x1p, okay, from Manila 1 to Pampanga, this. And the next, Manila 2. Manila 2, we have 25 x2b, Manila 2 to Batangas, and then we have 22 x2p, Manila 2 to Pampanga. Alright, this is the objective function. We are talking about the cost of transportation. Subject to the following constraint. Okay, what are the constraints? Let us have the supply. The supply constraint. The demand. Okay, depending on which is mentioned first. Okay, Batangas distributor needs at least 3,000 sets, and the Pampanga distributor needs at least 5,000. Okay, what are the variables associated with Batangas distributor? Of course, the one that has subscripts of B. Okay, let's have the Batangas demand. X1B plus X2B. We have here at least. Okay, what do you mean by at least? It is greater than or equal to. Okay, when we say at least, that is greater than or equal to 3,000. Okay, next. For the Pampanga, we have X1P plus X2P. Again, at least again, greater than or equal to 5,000. Next, this is the demand. Demand for Batangas. And then this one is the demand for Pampanga. Next, supply. The two plants can each furnish up to 5,000 sets. Okay, so it means that this is the supply. X1B plus X1P is less than or equal to 5,000. Okay, this is the supply. Supply constraint. Supply of Manila 1. Okay, take a look at the subscript. Both sub 1. Next, for the supply of Manila 2, X2B plus X2P, Same, 5,000 less than or equal to. Alright, this is the supply of Manila 2. Okay, next. There is an insurance constraint. Okay, budget constraint. So, what are you going to do here? It says that 40,000 budget on insurance may be exhausted or not. So, it implies that that is less than or equal to. However, what will be the left hand side of this inequality? Of course, we have something like the objective function, 2x1b plus 6 1p plus 5 plus 6x sub 1p plus 5x 2b plus 4x 2p. Okay, this is the budget for the insurance. In case you're wondering why it is not included in the objective function, we cannot include that here because we are not minimizing this. Okay, this is just an additional constraint that this cost is subjected to. And the next, last but not the least, don't forget the non-negativity constraint. Okay, take note that we are transporting goods here, products. So, the quantity of them can never be negative, okay? Okay, we have the non-negativity constraint. Alright, this is the LP model of the NT electronics transportation problem. So, how would you solve this? So, we may solve this using the simplex method. Or, we can also solve this using the transportation model. As mentioned, we can answer the transportation problem using the simplex minimization algorithm. However, it will be tedious because, as you know, minimization problem involves a lot of processes. There's a lot of constraints and then decision variables also. So, take note that the previous problem has 4 decision variables. The number of goods to be transported from one plant to distributor. Also, the constraints are in equality form. Hence, the transportation model can be presented and solved in a tabular form. By the way, the transportation problem involves equality symbol instead of inequality. So, that's the assumption for the LP transportation problem. As you can see, we have here small boxes like this. So, what are these? On this column, we have the source. Okay, in this case, we have plants. It actually depends on the problem what your source is. So, it can be a warehouse, it can be a plant, it can be anything. So, your variable representation here depends on the problem. And then here, on the columns, on this row, we have the warehouse. These are the destination. So, this can be distributors or anything. So, just read the problem carefully and use the appropriate letter. Next, S sub M. Here, this is the total supply of plant M. Okay, meaning to say these are the total supply, the sum of these. Next, we have the total demand, the sum of the columns. Okay, the sum of these. That comprise the demand for warehouse 1. And then this is the demand for warehouse 2 and the demand for warehouse sub N. And then Y, each cell is the number of allocation, and then the corresponding cost is the one that is written here on the small box. Okay? This is the LP transportation model. Again, like what we did earlier, we are trying to minimize the cost, so you're just going to multiply the cost to the corresponding allocation. Okay, like this one. Ito yan. And then ito yan. And so on. Hanggang sa ma-reach natin ito. Subject to the following constraints. Okay, for the supply constraint, you're going to just simply add these without the cost, You're just adding the allocation and then equate it here. Okay, for the plant 2, so add these until you reach this one, equal sign. And then for the demand constraint, vertically, you add these. And then equate it to d sub 1. And then for this, you just add these and equate it to d sub 2. So depending on how many plants and warehouses you have, or destination and sources you have. And then last, we have the non-negativity constraint. Don't forget these. We have 3 different cases for the transportation problem. We have the balanced transportation problem, where the total demand is equal to the total supply. The strategy for this is to solve the LP problem as is. Next, unbalanced transportation problem, where the demand exceeds the total supply. So here, we are going to create a dummy plant with 0 transportation costs. Again, when we have a total demand exceeds total supply, there will be a shortage. Next, what if the total supply exceeds the total demand? So in economics, this is surplus. We are going to create a dummy warehouse to cater the excess supply. So there is a 0 transportation cost. Take note that when we say dummy plant and dummy warehouse, these two do not exist in real life. Okay? Because they are just dummy. They have to be there to balance the transportation problem. So later, we will solve unbalanced LP transportation problem. Okay, what are the steps in solving the LP transportation problem? Number 1, formulate the LP model and create the transportation tableau. Second, this is for lecture 4. Solve for the initial feasible solution using any of the 3 methods. Northwest corner rule, lecture 4.2. Least cost method, lecture 4.3. Vogel's approximation method, lecture 4.4. And then next, we are going to solve for the optimal solution using the 2 methods, any of the 2 methods. Stepping stone, lecture 5.1. And then we have the Modi method, lecture 5.2. Okay, in this lecture, in the remainder of this video, we're just going to formulate the LP model. Example 1. Let 1, 2, 3 until M denote the source. Okay, here in this problem, it is not stated whether you have warehouse or plant. Okay, it's not stated. So we're just going to use 1, 2, 3 until M to denote the source. Okay, and A, B, C until Z to denote the destination. Okay, minimize cost equals, minimize C equals 13 y sub 1a. So again, your 1 is your source. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3. Take note of the subscript, 1, 2, 3. And then transported to how many destinations? 3, A, B, C. Okay, so you have these. So how many combinations? 9 combinations, correct? Okay, we have the following constraints. Okay, 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 3C. So this is the supply constraint, and then this one is the demand. So take note of the of how they are subscripted. And then followed by the non-negativity constraint. Okay, since we have here three sources, three destinations. Okay, let's fill this out. Okay, this is from first source, second source, third source, and then two destination A, destination B, and then destination C. First we have to check whether this problem is balanced or not. Simply add the supply. For the supply or the capacity, 42 plus 23 plus 45, we have 110. And then for the demand, this should be 110 also. Okay, this is 110. So, the problem is balanced. Now, let us fill out the tableau. Okay, for the plant 1, this is it. Okay, take a look at the subscript. 1A, 1B, 1C. Okay. So, we have here the cost. What is the cost of that? 13, 9, 10. This is what I'm talking about. And then we have the total supply, 42. Next, we have 23 here. Saan galing yon? Eto. This is for the plant 2 or the source 2. Okay, what is the associated cost? We have 2, 6, and 7. Saan galing yon? Dito. Okay, ayan no, yung coefficients nila. So, this is those. These are those. And then next, we have the plant 3. The total supply is 45, the capacity. And then the associated cost will come from here. We have 4, 11. Be careful, take a look at the subscripts. Okay, we have 8 here because this is Y sub 3C, correct? Because you have 3 and C. So, of course, this is the Y sub 3C. However, we are not going to write that here. Next, we have the demand. For the demand column, we have 31 for destination A, 30 for destination B, and 49 for destination C. Okay, we are going to get the total 110. Alright, this is the transportation tableau for this problem. Next. Okay, let's check whether this is balanced or not. Let us see. Okay, 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A. Okay, this is the supply. 32 plus 84 plus 50. So, that is 166. Next, we have the 1A, 2A, AAA here. B. So, these represent the demand. 36 plus 60 plus 50, 146. So, this is unbalanced. Okay, let's fill out first the tableau. We have how many? We have 3 again, no? The tatlong source, and then we have how many destination? 3 as well. Okay. We have 32, 84, 50, and then for the demand, we have 36, 60, and 50. Okay. So, ito ay 166. This is 146. So, I created another column here for the dummy destination. Okay, so here, this one will get an allocation or demand of 20. Okay, this is dummy. Ayan, para magiging 166 na ito. Same as with the supply. Alright, let us write this one in another color. Here we have 20. Okay, now let us fill out the cost. 32, 4, 5, 19. Take note that here the problem use y instead of x. Next, we have 2a. 19, 16, 27, 43, 12, and 8. Next, for the dummy destination, of course, the transportation cost is 0. Why? Because it's not existing. Okay, so the transportation cost to such imagination will be 0. Next, we can now have the total 166. Initially, this is unbalanced. Next, example 3. Okay, we have, let's check first how many sources we have. 1 and 2. Okay, we only have 2 sources because we have those number of subscripts. Okay, we have source 1 and source 2. And then for the destination, look at the second subscript. Look at the second character on the subscript. We have A, B, and C. We have 3. Okay, let's fill out the cost. We have 15, 23, 12, 12, 12, and 11. For the supply, okay, take a look at this. 1A, 1B, 1C, 30. And then we have 70 here. For the demand, 1A, 2A, take a look at the second character of the subscript. 70, 50, and 10. Did you get it? Okay, let's check whether this is balanced or not. For the supply, we have total of 100. For the demand, we have a total of, this is 130. This is not balanced. Alright, how will we balance this one? The demand exceeds the supply. Okay, we will add another plant or another source. So this one is different from the first one because here we will have a dummy source or a dummy plant. The associated cost is of course 0. And then the allocation for that will be how many? 30. Correct? So that magiging balance na. 130 here. And then here 130 originally. Take note that we are going to answer this on the succeeding lecture videos. Next, let's have the NT electronics problem. However, here we are going to assume equality. Okay. So, meaning to say, the at least here will be changed into exactly. And then also for the up to. Okay, why? We have to be fixed when it comes to the transportation problem. Okay, we have here M1. Okay, we can write it like that. And then we have M2. And then here we have B and P. Okay, what's the cost? Manila 1 to Batangas, 30. Manila 1 to Pampanga, 20. Manila 2 to Batangas, 25. Manila 2 to Pampanga, 22. So, how many they can store or they can supply rather? For the Manila 1, 5,000. For Manila 2, 5,000 as well. For the demand, Batangas distributor needs 3,000. Pampanga needs 5,000. Okay, take note that this one is unbalanced. You have 10,000 for the supply, 8,000 for the demand. So we are going to create a dummy destination. So in reality, this one is surplus. Okay. So this row can be deleted already. This row. Okay? So you may do a something like this on Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, or you may do this, write it. You draw the table. Okay, this is the LP transportation tableau of this problem. Now, in case you're wondering how will we do this, of course, this will be involved already after the solving of the problem. So, we cannot incorporate this here. We cannot incorporate this here.